Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pikmin 3 playthrough. In this part, we're going to be finishing up Twilight River for now. We do go back to every single area in the game eventually for cleanup, because this is a 100% playthrough. I probably mentioned that at the beginning of the commentary, but if I didn't, it's a 100% playthrough. So we're getting all of the fruit, and we will be back here.
Taking all the produce for yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to strip this land of its natural resources. And use
These people would be great at supermarket sweep.
Is Pikmin actually a colonialist metaphor in this essay?
I mean, it is a group of people from outside the natural habitat coming in and stealing all the resources for their own benefit.
While also taking command of the natural population?
The population, yes.
Oh.
They never claim the land for themselves, though. They just take their shit and leave.
I mean, I guess. So I guess it's more like...
An invasive species?
I mean, I guess. I mean, we also do completely disrupt the natural habitat of this land, because they established in Pikmin 1 that, Olimar helped the Pikmin become more self-sufficient. And so you break the food chain of this planet for our own benefit. It's fine. It's fine.
The roaches have learned to defend themselves against humans.
Like, because I'm pretty sure that happens a lot in actual, like, in the real world. If I remember correctly, I think it's Australia. It might have been somewhere else, but they brought rabbits with them to hunt, and then the rabbits ended up destroying the ecosystem that they had. There was also toads that were brought into Australia somehow, and they're hated so much by the local populace, people will run them over with their cars if they ever see one on the... Oh, Jesus, look at that frame rate drop there.
I think it was either New Zealand or somewhere near there where cats basically destroyed everything because they hunted all the small prey.
If I remember correctly, the house cat...
Just don't watch the movie.
The house cat is one of the most common invasive species on the planet, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. Yeah, invasive species are bad, folks. Don't let your cat come with you into space, because it probably will ruin shit. It's okay, they're adorable. We love them.
Do we?
I mean...
Cats are kind of jerks.
I'd rather have cats than dogs, so, you know. Have we ever had a cats v dogs tangent on BrainScratch? I'm proud to start it.
I mean, if we haven't, I'm pretty disappointed.
Yeah, okay. You want to know why? Because dogs shout at you. They're like, rah. And
but they're just trying to alert you to things that are of interest.
Yeah, but it sounds like they're shouting. They need to learn to do their inside voice.
The dogs don't have an inside voice.
They should.
Also, dogs are awesome.
Yeah, dogs are great.
You want to know what, John, Ryan? You're my dogs.
Yeah.
That's like, get it? Because it's like, dog means like bro.
What's going on with that pink Pikmin?
Oh, he was just fucking around.
He's just vibing. He's not actually doing anything.
No, so he got there's a full cutscene that plays every time they lift up that wooden plank, and I don't know why that needed to be a cutscene.
I believe it's because they don't want you to get squished.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, they probably don't want you to be standing on it while they lift it up and then like pushing you out of bounds. Is probably what they're thinking. So, since I was throwing that Pikmin onto the handle while they were opening it, it just
kind of stood there.
Yeah, it was just chilling, you know. Look, an asshole.
Is it the asshole or just an asshole?
I would say, if considering all of the Pikmin characters we know up to this point, he is the asshole. There really is no villain in Pikmin, because...
Besides Louie.
Besides Louie, yeah. Because the rest of them are just, like, these animals are just hungry. You know, they just want to eat.
Yeah, you can't blame the natural, you know, animals in the area just doing what they do.
Yeah, that's why, like, that's a D&D thing. Like, there's a monster in D&D called the, oh god, I forget what its name is, but it's basically D&D Godzilla. It lives underground, and it'll, come out every, like, 1,000 years or whatever, and it's basically the strongest monster on the in the game. But since it's basically just a wild animal, they don't. It's considered true neutral. It's not evil. It's just like hungry.
A Terrace
It's an animal. It's going to do what it wants to do. So.
What is it, a Terrace cube?
Yeah, a Tarask. That's it. Tarask.
Tarask.
Yeah.
Tarask. Thank you.
Did you Google strongest D&D monster?
I Googled D&D Godzilla.
Yeah, the Tarask is effectively D&D Godzilla.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this boss is annoying because you can only do a quarter per hit per round on it.
Yeah, but it's the most fun fight to face against. Like in terms of what they have you do. Pikmin 3 actually has a boss rush mode where you can try to get the best time and see if you can do it without losing Pikmin and stuff like that. I find this boss fight a lot of fun to face, if only just because like the attack patterns they have actually require a decent amount of dexterity to dodge, which they don't normally like emphasize in Pikmin very much.
The boss itself is fun. I just don't like artificial limitations on how much damage you can do to a boss. Because it's like you hit the halfway point and you just can't do any more damage. It's like, why?
Yeah, you saw right there. I hit halfway and
you hit the yellow and then it just went back to half green.
Yeah, it's like even though the Pikmin weren't on there for a significant period of time, they didn't do any more damage. I agree with you there that they at the very least they need to be much less stringent about it, because they were like, this boss needs to be 4 cycles and we can't make it any
like it can't make it possible to skip.
Yeah.
Or at least be in a better spot.
Or give it enough health to where you can say you're not clearly jumping like straight to getting a quarter damage because, you have a whole horde of Pikmin.
Yeah.
And then it just stops for no reason.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if they change any stuff like that in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, because at the time of this recording, it's not out yet. And I think maybe it'll be out by the time like the very last parts of this playthrough come out, but we won't.
I believe so.
Yeah, but we won't be able to play it for ourselves until then. And it'll be neat to see if they make any changes like that. So far, I think the game looks like it's mostly the same. There's just
it looks like a pretty straight port. Just they had a little bit of maps for Alamar and Louie to do.
Yeah, I'm also hoping that the game runs a little bit more smoothly. The game runs at a fairly stable 30 frames per second, but there are dips. And I'm hoping that since this game is 7 years old now, Jesus Christ, 7 year, it feels
charging $60 for a 7-year-old game.
Oh yeah, that's something that we need to bring up. That's actually like a legit dick move on Nintendo's part.
They took it off of the Wii U eShop.
Yeah, and it was $20 on there. And so now the only way for you to get Pikmin 3 is to
it's either hunt down a used copy for the Wii U physical, which that can vary in price depending on the seller, or spend full price on a 7-year-old game for the port on the Switch.
Yeah, that is an extremely dickish move on their part.
I'll agree on that. Yeah.
It's one of those. How many people own a Wii U and are interested in Pikmin 3 who haven't already bought it?
Yeah, it's. I'm looking up it right now. In order to get it, GameStop is still selling Pikmin 3 on Wii U for $60 pre-owned, at least on their website. So yeah, and the cheapest price for a physical version on Amazon used I can find is $35. If you want a new copy, it's like $70 because they really underprinted Pikmin 3 for its first printing.
Well, so at that point, just get the Switch version. But
yeah, it's just. I don't get why that they felt the need to do that. It just seemed like a really dickish move to do it for.
There can't be that, like I said, there can't be that much money in people who have a Wii U, are interested potentially in picking up Pikmin 3 and haven't already done so.
Yeah, exactly. Like
you can squeeze them for a little extra $40 though. I think that's what.
For what? 2 people?
It's an extra $40.
It's just such a bad look, I guess, is the big thing. And granted,
it's not like Nintendo's hurting for money.
Yeah, it's like.
No, but there's no direct. They have to be. They gotta be pretty much bankrupt at this point.
Listen, I love Nintendo. They're still, to this day, one of my favorite game companies. But this is the kind of shit that we make fun of EA for. And if we're gonna not cut them the slack there, I don't see why.
We need to hold Nintendo to the same standards.
Yeah, effectively, yes.
Can't play favorites.
Yeah, exactly. Also, short part today because there's really nothing to do. That is honestly the one thing about Pikmin that they really haven't been able to fix yet is, especially in Pikmin 3 after you beat the boss, there really is a lot of the time nothing to do but wait for the Pikmin to make it to the onion. I wish that there was a way to, like, make it so that you can just have everything be carried back instantly, and you can just skip that part if it's, like, after beating the boss, I guess. Like, if you...
Or give you the option to say, carry this back, quickly use X amount of day time.
Yeah, I guess specifically for beating the boss, because beating the boss is usually you're done with that area for the time being, right? So yeah. I wish that there was just an option to end the day immediately, and then you get the ship part and or fruit or whatever you're collecting in that game, and then you get like plus 20 Pikmin for the color you choose or whatever, just to save time. It's not a huge thing. It's
probably something they won't do, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just a part of real-time strategy in general, is waiting. If you play any real-time strategy, be it StarCraft, Civilization is turn-based, I think, Age of Empires, what have you, you're going to be waiting at certain points. I guess it's
waiting
just...
in real time.
Yeah, waiting in real time.
Real time.
It would just be something nice, especially if they're going to go with this more linear structure, to cut out the waiting if possible. I don't expect them to add something like that to Pikmin 3 Deluxe, but if they could do something like that for Pikmin 4, I would be happy, I guess is the point.
Whenever that happens, so.
Anyway, we have totally saved Captain Olimar for real this time.
I was kind of hoping we juiced Louie.
I mean, it'd be the only use he ever had. Would be sustenance for the rest of the crew.
Honestly, yeah, he hasn't really contributed much else, now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, he's still got to be full of carrot juice, right? He didn't eat all the carrots.
Yeah, he ate all the carrots in Pikmin 2, which is
what caused the debt in the first place.
Yeah. Imagine you're a delivery driver and you're delivering, like, expensive, like, filet mignon, and then you just eat it on the way over to your billionaire client's house.
It's not even cooked.
And then you're like, oh, a rabbit attacked and ate the filet mignon. Yeah.
Oh no, all of my filet mignon. It's gone.
And then everybody just buys it. Maybe Louie is the smartest character in this franchise, actually. We'll find out if that's true next time. Bye, everybody.